Welcome to the Mesa and San Diego State basketball tonight. The Aztecs are inside Viejas Arena, ready to host the Troy Trojans. They'll be styling in their turquoise Nike N7 unis. And for the first time since March, the Aztecs will be at full strength as Magoon Guath returns to the starting lineup. Alongside David Gentili, my name is Steve Quist. Tammy Blackburn, a little under the weather. 2 words to begin the proceedings this evening. He's back.
A return of Magoon Guath, such a big deal for this San Diego State team. And man, what a long journey it's been since last February. The knee injury, got that addressed in the offseason. He entered the portal. He tested the NBA draft waters. After all that, he's back from the injury, but also here for San Diego State. Simply put, there's not a lot of guys that can do what he can do. The preseason Abdul-Jabbar Award watch list, the reigning Mountain West Freshman and Defensive Player of the Year, 2.6 blocks per game, all of that presence underneath. It's about the shots that he can block, but it's about affecting other shots and then sometimes just deterring teams from getting in the paint altogether. He's one of the best players in the country, arguably the most important player to this San Diego State team. He'll be coming off the bench. Interested to see how many minutes he gets tonight.
Yeah, between probably 15 and 20, we're told. Full strength for the first time in a while, although a few other ailments have popped up since we talked to you last. We'll have more on that coming up shortly. It's the Aztecs and the Troy Trojans out of the Sun Belt Conference. Tip-off is next from Viejas Arena.
You know there's plenty for both of you.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Inside Viejas Arena, Game 3 of the season. The Troy Trojans out of the Sun Belt Conference. The opponent on this Tuesday night. They made the NCAA tournament a year ago, losing in the opening round to Kentucky. They were the Sun Belt Conference champs, so this is going to be a pretty good opponent here tonight that's on a long West Coast road trip. As David and I talked about, the big story tonight is Magoon Guath back. It gives Brian Dutcher 12 guys that he can count on moving forward the rest of the way. I did tease this, though, in the opener. The Aztecs haven't played in 9 days now, and since then, Miles Bird jammed his index finger. Miles Heide turned an ankle, and Reese Dixon Waters had the flu, 103 temperatures. So I guess it was a good time to have 9 days off, right? As the Aztecs have only played 2 games to date here to start the 25-26 season.
A little addition, a little subtraction, or maybe some guys that are getting back up to speed as well, but it's early season. Interesting with Dutch and some of his thoughts about that, about those pay games. And look, it's not easy to schedule because of the position San Diego State's in. So they're playing for the first time in 9 days. On the flip side of this thing, you've got a Troy team who's on this West Coast road trip. They're playing for the 4th time in 8 days. It's going to be 5 and 10 by the time they're finished up here. And then they'll skip Arkansas and go back over to Florida to keep it going. So I'm interested to see if they're a little more game ready, a little more sharp at the start, and then how those legs hold up as you go on. On the flip side for San Diego State, it'd be a great sign if they could get off to a good and fast start. But I expect to see them be more fresh later in the game as this thing goes on.
Saw Dutch in the middle of the huddle there. While we were at the break, they brought him to center because he won his 200th career game 9 days ago when the Aztecs won in this building over Idaho State. So he was honored with the game ball. About ready to go. Miles Bird, Taj DeGorville, Reese Dixon Waters, Pharaoh Compton, Jeremiah Oden, the starting 5 for the Aztecs. It'll be Kobe Campbell, Cooper Campbell, Thomas Dowd, Victor Valdez, and then Theo Shang for Troy in all white, who win the opening tip and have the first possession. It's a team that shoots a ton of three-point shots, so you got to run them off the three-point line. And right on cue, they're going to get one just like that out of the gate, Victor Valdez.
They're a high-scoring group, 87 points per game, and that's a little bit different than how they did things in that NCAA tournament season a year ago. They were strong defensively last year. Flip that. They are strong offensively this year, especially, as you mentioned, Steve, from downtown.
48% shooting team overall, solid 37% from beyond the arc. Already got the early advantage. Compton swings it out. Here we go. On the left side, that was Taj DeGorville, and the Aztecs can't convert on their opening possession.
Good sign for Troy to get the stop, clear the glass. Rebounding was a struggle for this team last time out. They're off to a fast start here.
They are. Kobe Campbell points in the paint there. 6'2" redshirt junior out of Puyallup, Washington. His brother Cooper is also a starting guard in the backcourt. And a 5-0 lead for the Troy Trojans under the direction of Scott Cross in his 7th season. And another missed shot. Reese Dixon Waters had a 103-degree flu earlier this week. Missed a couple of practices. Another 3-ball on the way, missed by Theo Sang. That time the Aztecs able to rebound it. That's the first miss of the game for Troy. Here's J.O. Jeremiah Oden. Reese Dixon Waters being harassed there by Kobe Campbell. Steps into a deep 2 and another miss. The Aztecs 0 for 3 to begin the proceedings. And on the run out, spin move and a foul as Sang took it to the hole.
You're never really 100% once you get into the season, even if it's only a couple games in. And you mentioned everything that's been going on with San Diego State, some injuries, some guys under the weather. Again, not really surprised to see the first couple minutes go this way. They're getting back to health, but they're also getting back to game action. You start the season and then you get that big stop to it, but I expect to see them settle in, and they should be just fine. The crowd's already rocking tonight, still trying to get them going.
Saw a note earlier today that the Aztecs are the only team in the nation to have only played 2 times as we sit here on November the 18th. And the fans still clapping it on their feet. Troy with a 6-0 start. The last Sun Belt Conference team to win in this building. You go back 10 years to Arkansas Little Rock, and they won here. And we've got the officials talking about the foul. They gave the foul to Pharaoh Compton, and he was like, no. Although Pharaoh, the last time in this building, fouled out in 11 minutes. Did have a career game, 7 of 7 shooting, 14 points. And Sang, who's a grad student from Davis, California, makes it a 7-0 start for the Troy Trojans. Here's DeGorville. DeGorville drives over 2 defenders, missed back, ironed, tipped in. It looks like it was Pharaoh Compton.
Well, they got it going a little bit quicker that time offensively. Some screen action, too, and got to the cup instead of settling for a jumper.
Speaking of getting to the cup, that's Thomas Dowd on the other end. Preseason All Sun Belt Conference and played in the NCAA tournament game for Troy a year ago when they lost to Kentucky in the opening round.
That's a quick made basket after a San Diego State make. That is tough to do against his team, always a top defensive side in SDSU.
Yeah, looked like they studied a lot of film. They've been on a long road trip, have the Trojans. 7 to shoot. Here's DeGorville and a reach-in foul with 6 to shoot. And they're going to get Cooper Campbell with his first.
Yeah, Cooper Campbell just reaching across the body. One thing they're not afraid to be is physical. And here it comes, Magoon Guath back in.
You hear the goo, not the booze. And 0, the preseason All Mountain West Conference selection in for the first time since the first 4 loss to Carolina back in March. He had arthroscopic knee surgery in April. He puts it up, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and the loudest cheer of the night so far, and as we mentioned, this place has been going nuts as it typically is. The show getting everybody into the game from early on. So great to see Magoon back into action here.
That's going to go on Theo Sang. That'll be his first foul. Team foul number 1 for Troy. And here is the star of the night, Magoon Guath. Just the first 2 games of the season, you can see he's wearing the brace. The whole thing kind of started with a hyperextended knee at Utah State on February the 22nd, but he fought through it into the NCAA tournament, then had that arthroscopic knee surgery in April. And off the missed shot, Miles Heide is in, and he's going to get fouled. And it looks like they're going to get Victor Valdez.
It'll be very interesting to see how this game has been officiated early on. Like we said, Troy is being physical. They're also doing a lot of reaching. Sometimes it gets called, sometimes it doesn't. They're going to have to read that defensively and adjust. If they keep picking up those simple and easy fouls, that could get them into trouble here early.
Non-shooting foul Inbound goes to Guath. It's a veteran crew led by Michael Reed, and another reach-in foul here against the Troy Trojans. Andy O'Brien, Anthony Burris on this crew as well. And it's Theo Sang. Now that's a big foul right there, because that's going to be the second on Theo Sang. He's got to go to the bench before the first media timeout. And he's a guy that contributes 11 points a game, 4.4 rebounds for a team that has 5 guys that play 30-plus minutes a night, all average in double figures. They dump it to the high post. Heidi coming off a rolled ankle. Double team comes out to Bird, and Bird misses the shot. 1 for 5 start on the run out. Valdez with the lay-in.
We talked about the three-point shooting for the Trojans. The transition game is very good too. Dutch talking going into this one, saying, I could see this being a game of big runs. We got to extend ours and we got to slow theirs down. But right now the Trojans on fire coming out.
De Gorville went around the screen sent by Magoon Guath, and it's a one and done there for the Aztecs. Campbell over to Valdez, who's from Monterrey, Mexico. Out it goes Kobe Campbell, and he buries another 3. Aztecs pretty close to needing a timeout now. They trail 14-2 in the early going.
Yeah, Kobe Campbell shooting at a clip you can only describe as bananas to start the season from downtown. 10 out of 21, 48%. Coming up on the media timeout, so San Diego State's going to let it ride here.
You know, usually if you're not scoring like the Aztecs haven't been, you can rely on your defense. There's a lob backdoor to Magoon Guath from Bird. Hopefully that'll kickstart the offense this evening.
Gets the fans into it. Always got to have them behind you. Big thing to hopefully get some momentum going here for San Diego State. And scoring is going to help on the other end to help you get set on D.
Deep 3 miss back iron to Kobe Campbell. For Troy, that's their second three-point mix. Bird with the left hand missed it. Heidi cleans up the glass, puts it up with the left hand, and scores it.
Well, Bird couldn't get the finish there, but he might as well get an assist. Great job changing pace, feeling out the defense. A little slow down, then back to a speed up. San Diego State getting a stop and attacking and starting to heat up now.
So much for a tweaked ankle that he missed a couple of days of practice. Being Miles Bird. Good spin move inside. Victor Valdez, second leading scorer for the Trojans at just over 15 a game. He's one of those international guys. He played in Madrid for Zentro Basket before coming stateside.
And he's got that European-style game about him. Very good footwork, plays in a lot of flow regardless of where he's at on the floor, and got around Guath to score that last one.
Guath off the dribble, fouled as he drives in. And that'll take us to a break. First media timeout. Aztecs trailing by 10 on their home floor. We'll be back to Viejas Arena right after this. Trail by 10. I'm kind of surprised that Troy has been able to get to the rim. Already 8. Half their points have come from in the paint. And it's a team that almost half their shots this season have been from beyond the arc.
Well, that's been exactly the case so far. To start their 6 of 8 floor, 2 of 4 from downtown. So that means that every time they've taken a shot inside the arc, it's gone in. They're off to a really good start. Now San Diego State starting to get going, wrestle some momentum back by scoring some points. But I think this next stretch, until that next media timeout, it's got to be about defense for the Aztecs.
Magoon Guath coming out of the timeout, missed the second free throw. LZ Harrington's in, fought for that, and got a second chance opportunity here for the Aztecs. Heidi being harassed. BJ Davis is now in. Harrington, the freshman, back out. Guath, and he's fouled on a three-point attempt. Gerald Bellamy, the senior from Phoenix City, Alabama, got the contact on the arm.
It's closing out that time. So hard to contest a 7-footer and do anything meaningful regardless of how tall you are on the other side. It's good for San Diego State. Take these opportunities here at the free throw line.
Corbin Green's going to check in here for the Troy Trojans. Second foul on Bellamy. Well, Magoon-Guath is going to get to the free throw line 7 times in the first 6 minutes in his debut now. And that might not be a bad thing for the Troy Trojans, to be honest with you. Guath has made 3 of his first 6. Here will come the 7th. Aztecs are 3 for 10, 30% shooting the basketball. Meantime, 75% clip for Troy, 6 of 8. They really haven't got in on the three-point fun yet. Cooper Campbell. Cody Campbell handling. Sean Newman's in, a little blow-by, and down goes Kobe Campbell, and a foul's going to be called on Sean Newman Jr.
So you've got an elite rim protector that you're attacking in Magoon-Guath. They went 4 out, 1 in to start. They kept 5 out for most of that possession, so that can move him around. San Diego State's matching up, open up that space, and all of a sudden, if you get to the paint, guys are crashing in, trying to defend you, and that's where the foul comes there.
First on Newman. Just the second team foul against the Aztecs. Campbell tried to leave it underneath for Corbin Green. A turnover. LZ Harrington, and he traveled. That'll complicate matters, too. It is the first turnover of the game for San Diego State. Valdez checks back in, leading scorer on either side with 7. Perfect 3 for 3 shooting.
16 fouls already on the Trojans. If I'm San Diego State, I'm attacking the paint, trying to take advantage of that size advantage, get to the free throw line. It'll slow down the game a little bit too.
That's the second on your backup point guard now. Sean Newman Jr., the senior transfer from Louisiana Tech. And so Miles Bird's stay on the bench was ephemeral, short-lived in the SAT world.
Well, Newman's a guy you absolutely want to have out there. Number 3 nationally in assists per game a season ago. He's 18th nationally, 7-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio running this offense. That second unit.
Oh, Valdez missed, but Corbin Green cleans it up. And he's an undersized forward. He shouldn't be doing that at 6'4". Midlothian, Texas, but a Texas Tech transfer.
Yeah, 6'4", but what's the reach? Getting up to 10, 11 feet to throw that bad boy down.
B.J. Davis got the screen from Guath. He rolled off of it. Harrington. Over to Heidi. Heidi getting deeper in the paint. Somehow got a shot off. Tried to rebound his own miss. That was probably intentional, but it didn't work. Didn't get the desired result. Thomas Dowd shakes a defender over Guath and scores the bucket.
That's nuts. That's a really good shot. He took him off the dribble. Guath had time to recover, still with the fake and getting it over that length.
Now they're going to get a steal. They made 8 of 11 shots. Second Aztec turnover. Valdez a little shot fake. Going to work on B.J. Davis. He's got a size advantage there. Drives through a couple of defenders. They knock it away. Bounce pass ahead to Bird. Hang in the air. And the lay-in is good.
Great adjustment that time by Bird. Working then against Keel. Taking as much time as he could. Good finish in transition, but it starts with that stop on one end. That's a great way for the Aztecs to get some offense.
Green lines up a 3, missed front iron. B.J. Davis had a nice assist on that last possession. Here's Harrington. Harrington drives, gives it off to Heidi. Heidi with the left hand, scores it off the window.
Another stop, another transition bucket, and the Aztecs starting to get it going here.
Heidi with 4. Aztecs trail by 6. They've been down as many as a dozen. Remember, they were down 14-2. Here's Green, little floater over the top. Missed it. Offensive rebound by Dowd. Dowd pulls the trigger on a 3, and it's good. Told you they can make those threes. Solid 37% from 3.
Now almost 11 made threes a game. It's remarkable. This group was bottom 15 in three-point percentage in the country last year as an NCAA tournament team. Lost the 2 leading scorers, whole new offense. They're humming out of the gates tonight.
Only got 1 guy by my count out of the portal, too. Here's Davis probing, pulls up from the elbow. Heidi, an offensive rebound, put it on the floor, knocked away by Kobe Campbell. It's out, but it's going to stick with the Aztecs when we come back. They'll inbound baseline. Troy out to a 23-14 lead over San Diego State. You're watching Aztec basketball on KUSI.
You know there's plenty for both of you.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Arena Aztecs trailing Troy 23-14. You can see they've had 9 days off. 10th time the Aztecs have worn the N7 turquoise uniforms. The only loss in these was in Phoenix against St. Mary's back in 2022. Jeremiah Oden, the 6'8 senior transfer from UNC Charlotte, off the inbound to jam. Well drawn up.
Yeah, good to see the Chicago man getting going out of immediate timeout. Easy points. Always a staple of a good offense, especially if you can get that kind of look off an inbound pass.
7-point advantage for Troy, who's on a long road trip. That's short. Dowd. In his grill was DeGorville. Oden picks it up. Says, I need some help. He terminated his dribble over the top to Bird. Bird knifing through the defense, and then they grabbed him, and he got fouled. And that's going to put him in the bonus, so we'll have a 1-and-1 coming here for San Diego State. That'll help perhaps get you back into this thing.
And we talked about that when they had 3 fouls within the first couple of minutes. If you're San Diego State, keep attacking. They've been continuing to do that. Was a little bit of a cavalier take. Didn't think there was going to be an avenue out of that one, but ended up picking up the foul, and that's a good part about continuing to attack.
So here's the Mountain West Conference preseason player of the year. Jammed index finger against Idaho State 9 days ago. It's on his left hand. Missed a couple of practices, we're told, leading up to this game, and you can see he's got the brace on the left hand. He wore it today in the shoot-around, trying to get used to it. Makes both of them. It's a 5-point game halfway home in the first half. And now here's your harassing, relentless defense that Troy somehow breaks the press. Here's a wing 3 by Cooper Campbell. Out, and it'll be Aztec ball. Last touch by Carrington Keel.
Well, San Diego State started 0 for its first 4. Aztecs since then 6 out of 11. On the flip side, a 5 out of 6 start from Troy. They're just 1 for their last 5 as the Aztecs pull back closer. Again, we made a big point of emphasis about San Diego State more than a week off. Troy being game fresh, even if the legs are a little more tired coming into this one, so not surprised to see that start. Now the Aztecs starting to get it going.
Bird tried to throw it up to Farrow Compton. They couldn't connect. Valdez badly missed for a guy who started 3 for 3 from the field.
So that's a good heat check if you're still feeling it. You might want to think twice about that one next time around, though.
Reese Dixon Waters, and he's fouled on the drive. Carrington Keel gets him. That's going to be the 8th team foul against Troy, so a 1-and-1 coming here for San Diego State with the clock stop.
We talked about this Troy offense. When it gets going, it's really good in transition, but it's about the flow of the game. And for San Diego State right now, you're breaking that up. Trojans got off to that good start. Ball was popping, it was moving. Now it's fouls and stop and fouls and stop, and you're just breaking things up. It's a different look, and it's helped San Diego State get back into this thing.
What a return Reese Dixon Waters had. As he misses the front end of the 1-and-1, it's going to be Troy basketball. He had gone 591 days between regular season games before he took the floor against Idaho State. Scored 15 points with 6 boards and 2 assists. And then he got the flu at 103 temperature not too long ago. So rounding back into shape, that'll take it out of you. Valdez. Great shot fake drive baseline, and Bird just absolutely hammers Austin Cross, whose dad's to the left of us. He's the head coach of the Troy Trojans.
Yeah, it's a regular old family affair for these guys. That's really cool to see when everything lines up that way, and you've got guys who are brothers with dad as a coach. I mean, at any level, it's special, but it speaks a lot to what each of them does individually and how well they do it, that they can make it work at a prominent Division I program coming off that NCAA tournament appearance last year.
Yeah, Kobe Campbell and Cooper Campbell from Puyallup, Washington are brothers. Their dad's an assistant coach, and as a matter of fact, they have a link to the Aztecs. Campbell's parents, along with Campbell's dad, coached Thok Majok on the AAU team. So you had Thok Majok, the two Campbell brothers, and then Campbell's parents, or dad, that was the coach. Aztecs keep it from going into the backcourt.
Don't imagine those guys.
Oh, Barrow Compton. Those two won't be denied this time down the floor.
He says, hold the phone, man. I got something to show you. Great attacking to the rim for San Diego State. Their offensive possessions have gotten better as this game has gone on for sure.
Yep, picking up the defense too. Into the corner, Cross with a spin move, and he's grabbed on the baseline for a foul. And a little hold on the hip. Admire that bad boy right there.
That's
5 Aztec assists on 7 made field goals.
That's really well done on the setup. Again, it's probing. You draw those two defenders in. You're just waiting for that moment. The lower guy bites. That opens up the space, and that's easy money for San Diego State.
It was the 5th team foul for the Aztecs. So Troy will inbound. Cross. Valdez. Ball is loose. Dowd picks it up, shuffles it off. They get it out to Cross for a 3. And who touched it last? They say Dowd touched it last. Taking us to a break. It'll be Aztec basketball when we come back. 7:57 to go in the first half. Aztecs trail by 5. You're watching Aztec basketball on the Mountain West Network and KUSI. Steve Quist, David Gentili with you from Viejas Arena. Michigan and Oregon await next week at the Players Era event, but first things first, a 3-2 Troy team on a long West Coast road trip is giving San Diego State all it can handle. 12 minutes and 3 seconds into this one, David.
8 for 11 start for the Trojans from the field, but just 1 for their last 8. And I think a big part of that has been San Diego State picking up fouls, slowing the pace of the game, and fighting their way back into this thing. But this is an offense that can get hot at a hurry in transition with three-pointers. For Troy, big key right now, stop the hand check, easy type of fouls, and get some stops.
Aztecs have only turned over the Troy Trojans twice. J.O. saved that one from going out of bounds. And that one knocked away by Valdez. Speaking of turnovers, on the run out in transition, Valdez against Barrow Compton. Great take there off the window for the bucket.
And there it is. Get a stop, get out in transition, get back into your offensive flow. So much of this with what you do offensively and your success on that end of the floor starts on the other end. That was a good play for Troy coming out of the timeout.
Troy has forced 4 San Diego State turnovers. To the elbow left, B.J. Davis missed it. Compton the rebound, out for an uncontested 3. Jeremiah Odin knocks it down. J.O., do your thing, baby.
Always like to see quick looks on those second chances, but they didn't rush it that time, and that was good.
A steal. J.O. to the corner. Davis. You bet it's a one-point game. Here comes that relentless defense now, and a push on Pharaoh Compton, and a second foul. I think the Aztecs might be a tad bit ticked off right now. Miles Heide back in. Compton sits with his second. Remember the other day at 14 points on 7 of 7 shooting against Idaho State, but he was only in there for 11 minutes because he fouled out. That's having some production right there.
The mercurial nature of the game. A lot of good, a lot of not so good.
Aztecs want another steal. Cross almost turned it over. Dumps it inside. Sang back out to Cross. Dowd drives. Dowd with a left hand. Missed it. Dixon Waters the rebound. Out to Harrington. Aztecs can take their first lead of the game here. And there's the takeaway. A 5th turnover for San Diego State. Kobe Campbell drives, and he gets his pocket picked by Reese Dixon Waters. And he's going to pull up the 3 to give him the lead. Missed back iron. Javen Colbert, the rebound, is a freshman from Decatur, Texas. And Colbert banks it in. That's quite the swing there for the Troy Trojans.
Well, especially because a lot of those quicker shots haven't been going for them. They've been some of the rally killers, but man, shoot your shot and knock it home.
I've been doing games in this building for 21 years. I've never seen a team smile so much in the early going against San Diego State. Then the Troy bench to the left of us. Davis missed. Sang secures the rebound. 4-point advantage. Did you get the feeling, though, Aztecs are okay? Down as many as 12 at 14-2. They've weathered that. Kobe Campbell shuffles it off to Dowd underneath. Needs some help. Colbert with 5 to shoot. Swiped out. Who touched it last? And they're going to say it was off Troy. Now the turnover's starting to mount for Troy. That's going to be their 5th, and it wasn't too long ago. I think in this segment I was telling you they'd only turned it over twice. Aztecs are 7th nationally, forcing 20 turnovers a game. Now a small sample size, right? That's wins over Long Beach State and Idaho State in this building. Harrington surveying, says give me a screen, instead feeds the low post. Heidi, double team comes. They got pretty good harassing defense too to the Trojans. Davis pulled up, nope, Heidi, and a foul on the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, both of these teams, pretty good harassing defense. And with Troy, how they like to get the pace going. San Diego State, how they've been able to attack them. This has been a fun game. Like, regardless of what side you're on, pro San Diego State, pro Troy, neutral, it's good, entertaining basketball to start. You mentioned the turnovers. It just had a sequence where there wasn't a stoppage of play, and it was kind of back and forth there for a little while. But I think these teams are feeling more comfortable defensively and being more aggressive to try and be disruptive. For San Diego State, it was about pressing that advantage now that they've gotten back into it. And for Troy, well, they've been doing it since the start. Big key is, can they continue to do it without fouling? Still a lot of time left in this first half, and the bonus for SDSU.
Off the miss, and Dixon Waters is going to get fouled. That'll be the 10th team foul against Troy. So now 2 shots are coming here. Aztecs are 6 of 12 at the charity stripe to start things. That is not a good number on any level. And so here's Dixon Waters. Second game back. Last time we saw him play would have been a couple of years ago in the Sweet 16 loss to UConn. But again, 591 days between regular season games.
Former Pac-12 Sixth Player of the Year back in the 2022-23 season.
Been in college a long time. Couple of points for him. 1 possession game here as the Aztecs D it up. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. B.J. Davis forcing what is the 6th turnover for the Troy Trojans.
This first half for Troy has been about keeping the ball in play and avoiding these stoppages. That's where, like we've said again, San Diego State getting into the bonus early has been huge, because you come off of a dead ball, you're not flowing within the game, and that time just a little 1v1 press, not anything crazy from SDSU to force a turnover.
Aztecs can take the lead with a 3. They have made 2 threes. They have not had the lead. You could take it the hard way too with hoop and the harm, but that's going to be a foul. And now when we come back, Davis will be at the free throw line for 2 to tie this thing up as the Aztecs trail it by 2 tonight from Vieja Cerrito.
Credit Union.
Well, you want to talk about bucking some trends. The Aztecs defense is 2nd in the nation in scoring defense at 51 points per game allowed. Field goal defense at 37.5% is quite admirable. But so far, Troy is bucking the trend. They're shooting 50% from the field. They have 30 points here with 3:48 to go. They lead the Aztecs by 2. We've never been tied. San Diego State has never led it. And B.J. Davis now has the Aztecs within a free throw of tying this up for the first time tonight.
Trojans started 8 for 11. They're 3 for their last 11, though, so we're starting to see more of that San Diego State defense go to work.
Well, it took a while, but they have drawn even for the first time. San Diego State has roared back from a 12-point first-half deficit. They were down 14-2. Dowd to try and reestablish the lead. Rebound, Heidi. Great job. Aztecs +5 on the boards. 18-13 advantage. Magoon Guath back in out of the media timeout. Here's Davis, and on the drive, he took an extra step. That's the 6th Aztec turnover. Emmanuel Clareton will sit down, and back in will come Cooper Campbell, the leading scorer for Troy at almost 16 points per game.
Well, the Aztecs now +6 in boards. They were +1 just a couple minutes ago, so they're starting to establish that as an advantage. That was a huge point of emphasis. Scott Cross saying we got mauled on the boards and a loss to CSUN. Like what his team did offensively, but rebounding, big point of emphasis coming in.
Look at Valdez, man. You can just tell he's got some Euro game in him. He just kind of stops, lets the defenders go by, and calmly bangs it off the window. Valdez is having himself a great game. First in double figures with on either side with 11. Comes away with a steal, bounce pass ahead. Dowd drives through traffic, and he's fouled as he goes up. That'll be team foul number 7. Heidi with the infraction. Free throws are coming here for the Troy Trojans. 3-2 out of Troy, Alabama, Sun Belt Conference. Wins over Kent State, Furman, and Pensacola Christian. And now they're out on a long West Coast road trip. They've already lost to an unbeaten LMU team, and they lost to CSUN. They let CSUN score 94 points on them on Sunday. So currently game 3 of a 4-game West Coast road trip. I know it continues where they're going to go. Talked about them bypassing their home and going to Florida to continue next week, which is already Thanksgiving weekend. They're going to play at USC on Thursday. Missed shot, offensive rebound by Sang. 3-point lead for the Trojans. Crossover. This is Cooper Campbell. How about that? And Dixon Waters on the run out. Defense leads to offense, baby. Dowd. Valdez. No look. Keel missed it. DeGorville the rebound. In transition. And a reach in on Valdez. That's going to be his second. And that's going to give him free throws here.
Nice finish that time, navigating the traffic for San Diego State. You know, defense has long been the lifeblood of this program, and it's what has helped them found their footing so far. Their best offense has been in transition when let's just bypass the half-court set, just go and attack. They've got the advantage on the glass, too, so with everybody running down, great chance to get some offensive boards. But it's defense that's helped them get their offense going since they've settled in. It's been a good first half. And look, Dutch, midweek, he talked about the pay games. It's tricky to get the right kind of team in here. You don't want to bring in a team that you think might legitimately have a shot to beat you or run you off the floor. But I really like Troy coming off the NCAA tournament. It's a good opponent. They're giving San Diego State heck of a game to start.
This shot, off the rebound. Dixon Waters, lots of guys calling for it. He shakes his head. One would be DeGorville. Got his first points of the game at the free throw line. Looking for an assist here to Davis, and a foul in the corner.
They were erasing every part of that early advantage they have by just some bad fouls, some hand touches, some surrounding a guy. Last play in transition, You saw a foul 5 feet off the three-point line when you didn't need it. This is the second time they've fouled a three-point shooter. If you can get back to some fundamental defense, this is something that they're going to have to do in this game.
It was interesting. I was talking with Dutch after the shoot-around this afternoon at Viejas Arena, and he said, Steve, here's their recipe for winning, and it's a recipe for a lot of teams to win. They make more free throws than opponents take. So they had made 86 free throws coming in. They'd allowed their opponents to take only 84. This is going to be 3 shots here for Davis. And in this game alone, the Aztecs have already been to the free throw line 21 times. We still got 90 seconds to go. So we continue to buck some trends here. A reach-in foul there. Dixon Waters on Cooper Campbell. Well, that happens sometimes. You try to trap in the backcourt. So 1-and-1 coming for Cooper Campbell. Dixon Waters, that's just his first on the redshirt senior guard. Cooper Campbell now. 86% free throw shooter. So you know he's kind of money. Cooper, the top player here for the Trojans. Talked about him being a leading scorer at 15.8 per game. He's a 59% shooter. Doesn't look all that big at 6'1". Davis, the reverse. No. This is Simmons out to Davis for 3. We got a Tay Simmons sighting here in the final moments of this second half. Dutch going deep into his bench. This is the first moments that Simmons has had. Cooper Campbell over to Keel. Keel says no thanks with Guaf in his face. Out it goes to Cooper Campbell. He's going to make it from the outside. Back out in front goes Troy. 38-36 and a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a 30-second timeout called by the Aztecs.
Really good reading of the play there by Cooper Campbell. Recognized that he had his man with the ball in the post and established, and just a little shuffle. Get off to the right, change that angle for B.J. Davis to close out, and then Coach's sons, they can shoot. Dead-eye shooter, knocks it down. That's a big one late in the first half for Troy.
Yeah, I want to remind you, too, they've got 5 guys that play 30-plus minutes a game, all average in double figures. You look at the Aztecs earlier here with Bird, some first-half highlights for you. There's the defense, going to lead to offense. Heidi. 11 deep has what Dutch has gone here in the first half. And now with Guaf back, and Latrell Davis, you know, likely will redshirt at this point, not even dressed, right? That's the plan, and they're hoping not to deviate from the plan, but where are all the minutes going to come from? Can you make everybody happy, huh? Guaf to Davis. Nothing there for BJ. Taj DeGorville. Free throw line jumper by Guaf is good. Magoon Guaf. He's 2 for 2.
Well, you're San Diego State. You're staring down the barrel of a 2-3 zone. That high post action can be a zone killer if you can find the space and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Guaf and Davis with 8 apiece to lead the Aztecs, even at 38. Third time we've been tied. 2 lead changes and a block by Guaf. And that's going to end the first half. Oh, last year he was 7th in the nation in blocks per game. He gets a big one there. Aztecs fight themselves back from down 12. And at the half, Troy 38, San Diego State 38. Official, and he'll get it into Taj DeGorville. Pharaoh Compton Pharaoh Compton along with Miles Bird and Reese Dixon Waters. That's the 5 to start the second half, and a quick foul by Kobe Campbell.
Troy matching up San Diego State, running some action, just a bump on the screen. You do want to be bumping those screeners to disrupt some things with some guys coming through, but this is a big key for this team. I think it's the make or break for Troy in this game, cutting down those simple fouls that you just don't need.
DeGorville came up short. Offensive rebound and a good shot there by J.O. It's the offensive rebound of the second chance points. 16 second chance points for the Aztecs. So you couple that going to the free throw line and the fact that 20 bench points, huh? Campbell gave it up out to Dowd for a three-point look, and he rattled it home. That's their sixth make from beyond the arc.
It's a back cut. It's an unselfish pass. They're very good about finding these open shooters. And again, we talked about this before, but it bears repeating. Bottom 15 in the NCAA in three-point percentage last year. It's a totally different Troy crew this season.
DeGorville lob for Farrow Compton, and he slams it home.
I like what San Diego State is doing. They have the size advantage. They've been winning the rebounding battle. Clear out two guys right down the gut. It's been working for them in the half court.
Farrow Compton has missed one shot all season. He is 12 for 13 to begin the season. That covers 2.5 games. Valdez, you're not going to get an easier look than that. 13 for Valdez, the junior from Monterrey, Mexico, averages a little over 15 a game. 43-42. 3 ties, 6 lead changes. DeGorville. Oden. 8 to shoot. Almost 2 minutes into the second half. Bird. He's got a launch with the left hand. Miss back iron. Ball loose. J.O. had it. Down he goes, and a foul will be called. That's going to be another one on Kobe Campbell. That's his third, and that's his second here in the first 2 minutes and 4 seconds of this second half. So decision time. He's a good complementary piece at 11 points a game. Quick inbound. Re-sticks it. Waters. Too hard off the window. Sticking with San Diego State as it was touched last by Troy. Aztecs are shooting 40%, but Troy is at 48.4%. And again, the Aztecs came in today with a terrific field goal defense of 37.5, one of the top numbers in the country. Compton puts it on the floor. DeGorville, and that one is going to get the friendly bounce off the back of the rim.
Second and third chances for San Diego State. They continue to cash in on those 18 second chance points now. That's a big thing, even if you're not shooting at a high clip. Because of their ability to get boards in this game, if they can just take care of the ball enough to get a shot off, it doesn't have to be a terrific shot, crash the glass and continue to press that advantage. 7th
lead change. Drive by Sang. Ball was swiped at it. He's going to get fouled underneath. And it's going to be another on Farrow Compton. So it seems like for every single shot he makes, he will pick up a personal foul. And that's going to be his third here. And for the moment, Dutch will leave him out. Maybe trying to get him to the next media break before he's got to go to the bench.
You've got the assist to turnover ratio. I think we're going to need to develop the made field goal to foul ratio as another metric to keep track of all of that.
Again, Dutch used 11 in the first half. The only guy we didn't see was Thok Majok, who actually played on the same AAU team as the Campbell brothers from Troy and coached by the father of the Campbell brothers, who's an assistant here at Troy. Back out in front go the Trojans. Bird has 4 points on 1 of 4 shooting. Bird lost the handle on it. Valdez streaking back in with a left hand. That should be basket interference. It will be. 2 more for Victor Valdez.
Both of these teams right now, they're doing a good job in this game when they're getting stops, getting quick transition looks. Again, we talk so much about offense stemming from defense. I think that's the difference maker. Who can get stops, clears, get out and run, and get some of those quick buckets.
Victor Valdez has 15 in the early going on 7 of 10 shooting. Talked about Farrell Compton being 12 of 13 this season, right? He's 11 for his last 11, and another Aztec turnover. Valdez into the corner. Cody Campbell gets rid of it. Dowd a deep three, missed back iron, and Heidi trying to secure the board, and he's got it. Where would they be without the rebounding of Heidi? That's his 6th already in this game. De Gorville. J.O. missed it. 7th rebound for Heidi. Put it up, came up short. And Sang, and a timeout called by Troy so that Sang doesn't get called for a turnover and a travel. And that'll take us to the media timeout. 16:02 to go, second half of play. 3-point lead for Troy. Well, Troy to challenge that last out-of-bounds call. The call was Aztec ball, but Troy will use the challenge. They'll also have to give up a timeout here. Little bit different rule change here this year that I'll start to tell you about. David can maybe finish it up here. There's, one of the challenges certainly was the continuous motion that we've already seen here this year. But coaches' appeals here on challenge plays, out-of-bounds violations now, backcourt violations, whether free throws should be awarded when a foul is committed in close proximity to a change in possession, and whether a foul was assessed to the correct player here. So Troy decides to challenge the out-of-bounds violation.
And even going into the media timeout, you have to have a timeout available to challenge. And if you're successful, you get another one for use later in the game. I think anytime you can get the collegiate model on par with what you're seeing at the professional level, and that's what this is doing, it's a good thing. The more you can make use of video review, I'm always in favor of it, always think it's a good thing. You just got to make sure to get that challenge in prior to the media timeout starting to work in, and that was part of the discussion that we saw when we went to break.
Let's see if we can see that the officials called it out off of a Troy player. They might see that it went off Resticks and Waters. Let's see. You can challenge at the end of the game if you're out of timeouts too, but if you don't win that challenge, you give up technical free throws. So it gets a little dicey at the end. I haven't, this is I think my 9th game already in the first 15 days of the college basketball season. I haven't seen it yet. Challenge is upheld. Oh, they got the little microphone too. like they have in the NBA.
Yeah, we saw those two looks, didn't see anything clear off of that. What you're probably looking for is a slow-mo replay and like the change of the spin of the ball or something along those lines. But this is something that college coaches, you have to get used to this now. You can prep for it all you want when you know the rule is coming in.
So actually Troy wins the challenge.
Okay, there you go.
He said upheld, right? Did I not hear that correctly?
The PA's not coming through super clear to us, I'll tell you that.
Campbell gets rid of it. Campbell missed it. It goes out. Boy, and that's the difficulty of shooting into the show there. They're counting them down from 3-2-1 when it's at 13, 12, 11, and Campbell didn't need to pull the trigger on that one. So now the Aztecs have the basketball. Michael Reed was the official talking into the microphone there, but forgive me, it gets a little loud in here. Here's Newman back in. Newman picked up 2 quick personal fouls, been on the bench much of the time. And look at Miles Bird, just left open right of the lane, and he buries the jumper.
That's a defensive breakdown. It's a hard ball fake. You cannot leave the ball when you're on the ball. That's very simple, and Bird primed to take advantage.
He's got a half dozen. Oh, by the way, that was a mid-range jumper. That's the first time in 15 days and 9 games that I've uttered the word mid-range jumper. Whether it's been an NBA game or a college basketball game, it just doesn't happen much anymore. Here's Valdez, and he got it blocked by Magoon Gua. That's his second block of the game, 3rd for the Aztecs. Again, last year, 7th in the nation in blocks per game. And what length. Welcome back, young man. Making it hard on the inbound attempt there by Cooper Campbell. 4 to shoot. Here's Dowd. Dowd step back 3 on his way, and he beats the buzzer.
you're going to go on the road and win a big game, you got to be able to make those kind of shots. That was special.
14 and a half minutes to go. 50 points for Troy. Again, the Aztec defense, second in the nation, scoring defense, allowing 51 a game. Reese Dixon Waters, the answer on the other end, a 1-point game.
Another defensive breakdown, 2 possessions in a row, wide open. He had all day to take that thing. These are easy looks for San Diego State. Still got to knock him down there.
We were tied at the break to start the second half. Troy with a 12-11 advantage. Valdez lines up a 3 with Guath closing. Offensive rebound for Bellamy, and he's fouled going up. Gerald Bellamy. These free throws for Troy will be 11 and 12. They're 90% from the line. Again, they've made more free throws this year than the opponents have taken. That at least starting the game. But the Aztecs have been to the line 21 times, not once yet in the second half. And a miss. Just the second of the game for Troy.
Hey, look at their free throw shooting last couple games. Both losses at LMU and CSUN. 16 out of 20 Lions, 19-22 Matadors. I cannot hear myself think because of how loud the show is right now.
1 of 2. Magoon Guath has now blocked 2+ shots 19 times. And in the previous 18 times, SDSU was 13 and 5, so that's a good omen. He's got 2 blocks right now. BJ Davis got the other one. Good shot fake, 3 up, and Bird drills it. Nine for Miles Bird, the leading scorer for San Diego State. Aztecs out in front. Valdez. Kobe Campbell. Crowd getting into it now. 11,531. Valdez, he got Heidi off of him. He gets the offensive rebound and will go to the line as Heidi fouled him. This guy is a tough player, man. You can just see, we told you he played in Madrid for Zentro Basket. And then comes stateside for his freshman year, and here he is 3 years later in a hostile environment with 15 points. Elsie Harrington's going to come in for Reese Dixon Waters. Jeremiah Oden will come in, and he's going to spell Miles Bird. .16 for Valdez. Tied for the 5th time tonight. Settle in, a little must-see TV on a Tuesday night here on the Mountain West Network and KUSI. It's better than Family Feud, huh? Crossover, Davis to the hole. Good take, and count it! Oh, B.J. Davis. He opened the season just 3 for 11 from the floor. That's as big a bucket as he's had in 2+ games.
And he was 1 for 7 to start this one as well. He was part of that big free throw boost for San Diego State in the first half. But what you don't want to see is somebody lose their confidence. You want them to have the confidence, still go at it. Do your thing on the offensive end of the floor. And he's been cashed from the free throw line too.
Dowd the foul, he's got 2. 11 for B.J. Davis off the bench. Bench scoring 23-8 advantage for the Aztecs. Dowd over to Sang, who got hit hard by Heidi, and a foul. I mean, he got bumped big time. It's going to be the 3rd on Heidi. And so Tay Simmons will come in, the freshman. And Simmons only logged the last 3 minutes of the first half. He's getting instruction now from head coach Brian Dutcher and J.D. Luster, the assistant. And in comes Simmons for Heidi. Heidi leaves with 4 points, 7 rebounds. Those 3 personal fouls in 15 minutes. Hey, why not? One more tie, huh? Well, not. 55-54. 2:31 to go. Davis lost the handle on it. Now Troy can take the lead. Cooper Campbell harassed by Davis. Keel with it. Nothing there. Campbell gets the screen by Dowd. They switch on it. Dowd, and a foul will be called on the drive by Thomas Dowd.
Well, Troy just won for its last 7, but I feel like most of these last 3 or 4 minutes, every time you look up, they're at the free throw line. They're doing a good job continuing to attack and get after it, shooting 33% from downtown, 21 of their 39 shots from downtown, more attacking the rim, though, as of late. It's been a positive change. Pick up some of these freebies when you can, and I'll tell you what, they had a couple 1 out of 2 trips to start going up against the show. That's always a challenge against that kind of backdrop. Now they're starting to knock down the 2-shot fouls. Big key down the stretch. Kind of weathering that visual storm.
Dowd makes them both. Back out in front goes Troy, our 10th lead change. Troy has led for 22 minutes. The Aztecs have led for all of 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Coming into the break zone here, Newman, and an offensive foul will be called, and they're going to get sang, and that'll take us to the under 12 timeout. Aztecs have gotten hot. They've made their last 4 shots. Still trail Troy tonight, 56-55 with 12 minutes to go in regulation. 10 lead changes, tied 6 times. 12 minutes to go in regulation, 1-point lead for Troy. And there's J.O. with a bucket there. Aztecs wearing those N7s. Have been outscored by 1 point in this second half so far, but they made 4 of their last 4 shots. But Troy's not going to back down. And I know it's a different cast of characters from last year, but they were battle-tested last year, and it's kind of carried over into this year. Cooper Campbell. Elsie Harrington with a rebound. .11.5 to go. Simmons, the freshman, comes out over to fellow freshman Harrington. These two have provided quite the lift the first 2 games. Slapped away, and Harrington turns it over. Keel with the slap, and he gets to finish what he started on the other end, huh?
Well, 4 for their last 4 from the floor, but the turnovers also mounting for San Diego State. Got to cut down on those.
And they go for the alley-oop there to J.O., and a foul is going to be called on Harrington Keel underneath. 6-0 run for Troy, opening up a 3-point advantage here right at the 11-minute mark of the second half.
And 3 turnovers in the last minute 47 by San Diego State, so when they're getting them away, they're looking good. I like that. Get back to that interior advantage, that size and athleticism underneath. Get some freebies here. Steve, you were talking about Troy. They've been in this environment pretty consistently since the start of last year. They had Kentucky in the NCAA tournament that we talked about. They also had road games at Net 2 Houston, the national runner-up, Net 27 Oregon, Net 35 Arkansas. This is something that they're very familiar with. And how many times do you see AQs from some of these mid-major, low-major conferences that haven't played a top team going into the NCAA tournament? That wasn't the case for them when they saw Kentucky last year.
Foul was on Keel. That's his second. Oden at the line. This is going to be the 24th free throw for the Aztecs of this game, but just the 3rd here in the second half. 1-point lead for Troy. Not a lot of margin for error for either side. And by the way, Scott Cross in his 7th season He can coach. Here's Valdez. Probably the best Aztec defensive unit out there right now. They need a few takeaways. Troy's only turned it over 6 times. Cooper Campbell, no. And Guaf, the rebound on the defensive end. Transition, that went off of Guaf for a turnover. And on the run out, Valdez, no. And Valdez keeps it from going out of bounds. Jacking up the 3. Cooper Campbell, he hits it. That'll stretch the lead out to 4.
Really smart play by Valdez. His feet were off the court. They were in the black. He reestablished before getting the basketball and set his man up for a triple. Now the Aztecs with numbers.
Whop after the hard screen and a foul. Oh, Scott Cross wanted a foul in the backcourt on a super hard screen. Aztecs were on the power play right there. They're going to get free throws out of it.
I'd be interested to get another look at that one. My eyes were in the front court, getting ready to look at everything else. I feel like as an analyst, you spend so much more time off ball seeing what's going on, so I did not catch that one live.
It was a hard screen, and I think it was Thomas Dowd who got taken out. Here's Guaf, and he missed the first. 25 free throws taken by the Aztecs. Again, through 5 games, the Troy Trojans had only given up 84 free throws to opponents. This is an unfamiliar spot for them. Guaf has been at the free throw line now 9 times, has made 5 out of 9.
Now, you alluded to it earlier. It's not the worst thing if he's in a good spot underneath. It's hard to affect a guy with that much length, but you might think more about crashing in, take away the easy 2, make him earn it from the free throw line.
Valdez bounce pass to a cutting Keel, and he's got the bucket. Wow, an 11th assist on a 20th made field goal. And they try to get the steal instead of foul, and has rattled an Aztec group as I've seen with 9:39 to go. They're down 5.
Talk about Scott Cross and knowing how to coach. I think the timing of the press, it's proven to be very good. It was a close game anyway. They didn't necessarily have to have it at this point, but that's pushing the buttons. That's trying to press it down the stretch. That's coming on the road and saying, if we're going to win this game, we need to go on the front foot. And it's really got San Diego State in fits.
That was already the 17th foul of the second half of the Aztecs, so that's why Carrington Keel's at the free throw line here. DeGorville got called for the personal. That's his first. 1 of 2 made. Lagoon Guaf grabs his 6th rebound to go along with 9 points. Here's Bird driving with a left hand off the window. Miles Bird, they couldn't stop the penetration. He's in double figures with 11. It's a 4-point game. And a foul on Valdez. He's asking for a challenge here, and I don't think his coach is going to pull the trigger on it. That's going to be the 3rd on Valdez.
It's a big moment in the game, yes, but it's too early and too high a stakes to burn it.
That's Bird on the other end. 4 of 7 shooting, 11 points, a rebound, 2 assists. Bird, the last time we saw him, had 6 assists, 6 steals against Idaho State. First Aztec to do that in at least 28 years against a Division I opponent. Now Dutch wearing out the officials. Foul San Diego State. That's their 8th, but player control foul, so the ball will be awarded out of bounds. That's not a 1-and-1. They wanted to try and get Dowd in, but now they're going to pull him back to the bench and say, let's do it next dead ball here. Aztecs down 4. They were down 12 in the early going. 10 lead changes, 6 ties. Cooper Campbell. Cooper Campbell drives, pulls up, free throw line jumper's good. He is so tough, man.
He's been hitting shots from the outside, that time taking on Guaf one-on-one. Got him to dive down. You create that momentary advantage, And he got the open jumper, even over a 7-footer. Really good off the bounce there.
B.J. Davis needed that to stop the bleeding. It's a 4-point game. Campbell brings it up. Cooper Campbell with 10. Third in double figures for Troy. Dowd and Valdez with 16. Cooper Campbell with 10. Again, 5 guys that play 30 or more minutes and all average in double figures. Here's Valdez getting deep, got his pocket picked, and a foul will be called. Wow. B.J. Davis thought he had a steal and was coming back the other way. Dutch wants to travel. Heidi's going to have to come back in with the 3 personal fouls, and Magoon Guath in 16 minutes at work will sit down. Remember, they wanted to try and get him between 15 and 20 as he makes his debut. And he certainly would be the story tonight. Normally in a game like this, we'd be singing his praises by now, but the Aztecs are in a little bit of trouble here with 8:17 to go. Officials huddle right inside the paint here. Not sure exactly what the discussion is about. Should be a 1-and-1 on Valdez.
Whether he was shooting or not?
Yeah, whether it was 2 shots or 1-and-1. They are going to give a 1-and-1 on the 19th foul. Double bonus coming on the next Aztec foul. 17 for Valdez. Talked about him being the second leading scorer at 15.2 points per game for Troy. Also 19 assists on the season and gets it done on the defensive end with 9 steals through the first 5 games. Back to a 6-point advantage, 68-62.
The line for Valdez tonight now 18 points, 7 of 14 floor, 2 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals. A little bit of everything out there.
Bird kick to the corner, extra pass to Gorville. Sealed off out to Bird, 3 on the way, it's good! That cuts the lead in half. Bird's got 14. I think you see why he put his name in the NBA draft after last season. Valdez, bounce pass inside. That's a dangerous pass, and count it. Oh, Theo Sang with a basket of the foul. That'll take us to the break. 5-point lead for Troy. Chance to reestablish a 6-point lead when we come back for the Trojans. Time, and both teams are on a heater with 7:37 to go. Nobody's missed a shot in quite a while. And we'll look here at Miles Bird, a huge 3 to cut a 6-point lead down to 3. However, Theo Sang with a chance to complete a 3-point play, and if he gets the and 1 here, it's back to a 6-point advantage. And he leaves the door open for the Aztecs.
7 for their last 7, last miss, 16:05 from the floor.
Heidi tries to clean up the miss, and that's 2 misses right there on that possession. Ball loose again. Out, and it's going to be Troy basketball.
Are you an announcer, Jinx guy?
Yeah, that one's on you right there. I am, at times.
I am definitively not. I mean, of course, in the short term, great. You can say it now, but I believe in delivering the facts on time and just letting the chips fall where they may. Yeah, I like joking about it. I think if you take it seriously, no, that's not for me.
Little press here. Aztecs will release off of it. This is Kobe Campbell bringing it up. He's a redshirt junior. His brother Cooper, a year younger, is a sophomore. Cooper's got 10. Cody's got 5. Valdez has 18. Valdez has 20. Oh, man. You know, Troy was in this building 3 years ago. They didn't win, but they made it tough on then number 22, San Diego State. 60-55 there. You don't see the Aztecs give up 72 points at home too often. Newman, the backdoor cut to Reese Dixon-Waters. They're saying they haven't made a decision And now they will. It's Troy's ball. And Reese Dixon-Waters went down, and he's still on his knees, kind of banging the top of his head there. And remember how long and how injured he was for 591 days. That one, it looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, Valdez on that last play, he did really well on the spin to create some contact. We've touted his footwork. You see the footwork plus the physicality. Really smooth, really good finish there. One thing that he's done steadily well throughout the season, efficiency from two-point land. He was 14 out of 30 from two coming in. They're trying to get him going as a three-point shooter. Two-point game, though, has been solid.
Corner three, good. Cody Campbell. A 10-point lead with 6:13 to go for Troy.
This is what Dutch talked about before the game, the potential for runs and the three-point shooting of Troy. Now got to try and find a way to slow him down. And I'll tell you this, we were talking late first half, early second half. There were some moments when going on the road in this kind of environment, San Diego State had the momentum. They had a chance to go for it. I think for Troy, it comes back down to that tough schedule that they played last year. We mentioned all the teams that they battled with, Houston, the national runner-up, et cetera, et cetera. So it's an environment that you're used to. They're not phased. They haven't flinched. We knew this was going to be a team that could cause San Diego State some problems coming in. But to build a 10-point lead, didn't see this being a game where we were going to see a lot of separation after the way that first half played out. And now they've got it. And San Diego State, this is gut check time.
Kobe Campbell got called for his fourth foul, which sends Bird to the line. He makes both of them. It was the 17 foul, so the Aztecs were in the bonus. They're within 8 now. Newman, the defense on Cooper Campbell. Here's a three, and it's good by Dowd. You got to be kidding me tonight. Dowd has made 6 of 10 shots. He's got 19. That's their 10th triple. 78-67, and a foul by Troy on the other end. 11-point lead for the Trojans with 5:40 to play.
Now both Campbells knocking down some triples. Dowd hitting it there. 3 for their last 3 from beyond the arc. Feeling it, and that was a quick look. Simple offense, keep it to 2 guys, roll off, open for the 3. Crucial free throws for San Diego State. Try and keep pace here.
You like to think when you're at home and you shoot 30 free throws, you're going to win. Aztecs are 21 of 29, and they trail by 10 here at the 5:40 mark. And Newman's got them both. Those are the only 2 points of the game, the only 2 points of the year so far for Sean Newman Jr. He's out so they can get some scoring in. Aztecs could use a couple of takeaways here. They could use the crowd getting back into this thing. Cooper Campbell. They'll be in no rush to put it up. Kobe Campbell. Kobe Campbell to Cooper Campbell over the top of Heidi. Gets the floater to go left of the lane. Back to an 11-point lead.
Counter at 8 consecutive field goals made now for Troy.
Davis. And that one knocked away. That went off the hands of Bellamy, so it's sticking with the Aztecs. 17 to shoot, exactly 5 minutes to go here.
And we talked about the late game and where are the legs at. I think we saw that show up a little bit with Troy in this busy stretch on the defensive end of the floor. Locked it back down on this end, though.
Into Heidi, back out, extra pass. Corner, Odin is open, in and out. Trey Simmons will come in when play is dead. Campbell to Campbell. Kobe Campbell dribbling behind his back, driving with the left hand, missed it. They just wanted a little more right now at a foul as Bellamy went up. They're going to get a chance to go to the line for two because Troy's in the double bonus.
Well, San Diego State without a made shot for the last 3 minutes, 40 seconds, but I thought that last possession was a good one. You look at where you're at in the game, obviously need to make up some ground, so you might be leaning a little bit more three ball. Good sharing of the ball, got an open look. You'll take that shot from the corner when you can get it. They're going to have to knock them down to chip away at this 11-point deficit.
That'll help. Simmons and Magoon-Guelph come back in, so it's a 2-for-2 big change. Jeremiah Oden out. Miles Heide out as well. If Bellamy makes this, it'll match the biggest lead of the night for Troy, and he's got it with 4:21 to go. Aztecs in a 12-point hole. Bird barking out instructions. Guelph and a foul. They're going to get Valdez. That's going to be the fourth on Victor Valdez. So now you got two of your starters, Valdez and Kobe Campbell, that have 4 personals apiece. 9th team foul, so 1-on-1 here for Magoon-Guelph, who's 5 of 9 at the free throw line so far. That's big. 10 points for Magoon-Guelph in his return to the Aztec rotation for the first time since the North Carolina loss in the first 4 at Dayton. And he got both of them.
16 minutes of action for him right now.
Yeah. It's kind of pushing where you want him to be, right? But you need him at this point, especially underneath, maybe to block another shot or two. Aztecs, it doesn't feel like it, plus 10 in rebounds. Drive with a left hand. Campbell missed, but there to clean it up is Bellamy. Timeout, 83-71. 3:54 to go in this one. Can the Aztecs make a comeback? We'll find out next. Stunning is really the only way to describe it. This game was tied at 38 at the break, but Troy has outscored San Diego State 45-33 in the second half. They've made 9 of their last 11 shots. Meantime, the Aztecs haven't hit a field goal in the last 4 of 7. Remember, I think coming out of one of the last timeouts, they've made 7 of their last 7. They've grown cold. Down 12. Biggest deficit of the night for San Diego State. And a lot of the folks have headed for the exits here at Viejas Arena. They throw it inside to Magoon-Guelph, puts it on the floor, and counted. A 3-point play will help mightily.
Talk so much about his defense, but super smooth on the offensive end for a guy of his size. This is going to be a matchup problem for anybody when he can get off the dribble here. The one fake, down off the bounce, keeping the body moving, keeping that advantage, and a subtle bump, but that's all it takes.
4th on Bellamy. He goes to the Trojan bench. Guelph makes another 8 of 12 at the free throw line. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 17 minutes on the floor in his debut. 3.5 to go. 9-point deficit.
Troy's been really good on this end of the floor. I like the soft press by San Diego State. Give them less time to operate with in the half court.
It's a big 3 attempt. It goes long out of the hands of Cooper Campbell. So they hold him to a 1 and done. Big possession offensively for the Aztecs now. De Gorville into the corner, lining up a 3 that missed. Rebounded by Dowd. Exactly 3 minutes to go, and the Aztecs trail by 9. .11 to shoot. This is Kobe Campbell. Kobe Campbell guarded by Bird into the corner. Dowd open for another 3. It's going to be short. It's grabbed by Reese Dixon-Waters. They got to hurry, though. 2.5 to go. Guelph, a pick up high. He rolled off of it. He was open. They didn't see him. Drive to Gorville. Kick out Guelph. 3 on the way is good! Oh, that is big for the big fella. It's not over yet. Lead cut in half with 2:20 to go. A 6-point advantage for San Diego State. 6-point deficit for San Diego State.
Big swing right there with Magoon Guath. Both ends of the floor. He affects the three-point shot on one end. Tried to get that look off the wall on the other end, but what did he do? Didn't get the ball in a good spot. He never stopped moving. Recycle it, move out to the quarter. He's got that three-point ball in his bag too. And this is what you need out of San Diego State. Bringing some life to the Aztecs right in front of the bench.
1 minute and 17 seconds ago, the Aztecs trailed by 12. They're on a 6-0 run, all thanks to Magoon Guath, right? The and one, and then the three in the corner. 83-77 as we reset. Both teams have committed 10 fouls, so we're in the double bonus. Troy has one timeout left. The Aztecs have 2 left. And it looks from here like the possession arrow is pointing toward Troy. So on a tie-up, which is rare, but you can get them, especially at the end of the game, it would be Troy basketball. 83-77. It's a Troy team that averages 87 points per game through 5 games. I didn't think they'd even get remotely close to 83, but here they are. The Aztecs with a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, defense and rebounding, the calling card for them last year. This year it's been offense, and they've been able to crank it up in a hurry. Just got it over before 10 seconds.
Only 7 turnovers committed by Troy. Aztecs have committed 16. When's the last time you've seen them -9 in the turnover margin? Valdez to the corner and a turnover. Colby Campbell couldn't handle the Valdez pass.
He's been tough to stop, but again, this is Magoon Guath, and we talked about his ability at the outset to do 3 things: block shots, affect shots, or deter you from taking a shot altogether. That time it was the last of those 3.
Yeah, that might turn out to be the Exxon Valdez disaster right there in the late going. 6-point advantage for Troy. DeGorville kick to the corner. Reese Dixon Waters and a foul, and that's going to be it for the top scorer for Troy. He's going to foul out. Victor Valdez out with 20 points. Out with 1:44 to go.
If you're watching and you know anybody that was part of that crew that was walking out of the arena, call them up. Hopefully they didn't get outside the gates yet.
If we had a camera outside, it'd be like the Kirk Gibson home run at Dodger Stadium, right? There might be some brake lights. Well, they're listening to John Schaefer right now. He'll call it eloquently. Dixon Waters, 83-78. Aztecs were down 12 at the 3:54 mark. This will be the 35th free throw of the night for San Diego State. It's a 4-point game. Valdez is out. The Campbell brothers are still in. Here's the press. Going to try and make it tough. Going for the steal is Bird. Good ball handling skills by Cooper Campbell. 17 to shoot. Here's a 3, and it missed back iron. Rebounded by DeGorville, and a foul. There'll be 2 shots on the other end for San Diego State. They've got a chance to get within 2. That's the 4th foul on Keel.
That's another one that we emphasized earlier. You missed that shot, just hands off, get back. Can't give away freebies at this point, especially with the arrow and the momentum now pointing all to San Diego State. But I'll tell you, Troy on the other end, I like that look. They basically ran a 3-man game north of the 3-point line, cycled some guys around. You'll take those looks from Campbell when you can get them.
Big miss there. Still a make here, makes it a 1-possession game with 1:25 to go. And DeGorville missed them both. And an offensive rebound. Davis put it up, missed it. Rebounded by Dowd. Dowd just throws it up to Sang, who gets it to Campbell. 2 big misses. They had a chance to get within 2. Dowd, and they'll back it out here. Can use some clock in a 2-possession game. Cooper Campbell. Inside of a minute to go. 5 to shoot. That's short. Ball is picked up by Guaf. He's got to get it to somebody. Now he dribbles and gets it into the front court. Over to Gorville. Tries to turn the corner there. Looking for some help. Davis. Spin move. Davis with a left hand. Missed it. Rebounded by Keel. Aztecs get it back and a kick ball. 29.5 to go. Wow. Interesting sequence inside of a minute to go. Now they're going to call a foul on Keel. So a trip, Keel to trip, not the kick. And to the line will go B.J. Davis.
Massive defensive stop for San Diego State. One of their better defensive possessions of the game, getting a contest on a 3-ball that if it goes down, this thing's probably over. So a huge stop on the one end, extra hustle on the other end. Tell you what, whoever comes out of this thing with the win, it's going to be huge for him for momentum either way. These are the big kind of games that you're going to look back on later in the year. Crunch time in conference postseason, NCAA tournament. If you get there, say this is one of the building blocks. Absolute battle tonight. San Diego State back within 2.
B.J. Davis 8 for 8 at the free throw line. The Aztec run is 10-0 over the last 3:08. And it is a 2-point game with 29.5 to go. Again, we'll reset both teams in the double bonus. Troy spent the timeout. Got 1 timeout apiece. Unless they haven't taken Troy's off the board yet. I was under the impression they only had 1 left. No, San Diego State called the timeout. Beg your pardon. So 30-second timeout for the Aztecs. So they'll have 1 left. Again, the possession arrow pointing toward Troy. Golly. Troy had a 12-point lead with 3:54 to go.
If Troy can get this into the front court, San Diego State, you're already in the double bonus here. Shot clock is off. The Aztecs right now going for it with this full court press.
Troy's made 19 of 25 from the free throw line. Cooper Campbell to inbound. They haven't scored in 3:24. Fans come to their feet. And we got a whistle. There was a pass on the baseline to baseline.
I think San Diego State might have been over the line.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, it's after a made free throw, so you're in the clear to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. And now they got everybody looking like they're going to run the 5-man weave to get out of it.
Campbell into Dowd. Dowd is fouled. Less than 2 seconds come off the clock. And Dowd has scored 19 on 3 of 4 shooting.
11 out of 13 on free throws coming in for Dowd for the season. 3 out of 4 in this game.
2 biggest of the season for the junior from Dothan, Alabama. Still keeps it a 1-possession game. Aztecs have a timeout left. 27.7 to go. 4-point game. That ends a scoring drought of over 3 minutes.
Good guy to have at the line, and he's a much improved free throw shooter compared to his freshman season, too.
Here's Davis. Guaf back to Davis to Guaf. 3 on the way. It's good! Oh, big fella! You keep knocking him down! Timeout, San Diego State. It's a 1-point game with 17.9 to go. Welcome back, kiddo. 20 for Magoon Guelph.
He's feeling it just off the pop. Made both of his threes. Hasn't missed a field goal as of yet. Blocked 2 shots. Affected countless others. And San Diego State, it was getting to a point with a couple minutes to go where one made bucket, one turnover might be the thing to put this game to bed for good. But they've rolled off the momentum of the home crowd here in Viejas, and they're back within a point. And I'll tell you, on that last inbound too, they got him set up in a really good spot. If you take another look, get the feet set, fire away. If you're trying to play catch up, you cannot contest 7 feet.
They put a little time on the clock. 18 seconds left. The Aztecs are going to be out of timeouts. Possession arrow going toward Troy. Trojans will have 1 timeout left. 85-84. Troy with a lead to inbound on the baseline underneath the Aztec basket. Got 3 guys back there, but they're going to hand the ball off to Kobe Campbell. Got to get it in. He gets it in to his brother Cooper Campbell, and he's fouled with 16.3 to go. Well, this is one of the guys you want at the line. Perfect 2 for 2. Again, you make both of them, and the Aztecs can still tie with a 3. And you may go back to Magoon Guelph for the 3. Right? He's perfect. All right, let's see what the show can do. I wouldn't count on Cooper Campbell missing. He looks as calm, cool, and collective. Also looks like Ed Sheeran, doesn't he? So here we go, Ed Sheeran at the line. Look at 87-84. He's had a heck of a game. 14 points. All right, shot clock is off. Aztecs cannot stop it. The Goreville 3 on the way is long, out of bounds. Who touched it last? And the Aztecs are going to keep possession. Let's see. Yep, Aztecs will keep possession with 8.6 to go.
Remember, still out of timeouts here. If it's going to be a 2, it's got to be lightning quick. I like the option to work for a good 3-point look, but they're not going to get it.
Turn it over and a foul with 6.9 to go. And now Troy can put it away at the free throw line. An errant pass resulting in an uncharacteristic 17th turnover for the Aztecs here tonight. 22 points off those 17 turnovers so far for Troy. Sean Newman comes back in. 87-84. Kobe Campbell to put it away.
North Idaho College guy, couple seasons there, redshirted last year. Cool, calm, and collected at the free throw line. Got the big one, though.
Here comes Bird. Bird going to jack up the 3, and he's fouled in the act of shooting the 3 with 2.3 to go. Now, this is interesting. So now you get 3 free throws here to make it potentially 88-87. Then maybe you hit 2 and then miss, tap it out. Let's see. Now, Troy is talking about a challenge here on the foul call, because they should have a challenge remaining, and they do have a timeout left. And they're going to have a timing review now. So this will be for timing and not whether or not it was a foul. I don't think Troy's going to challenge it. The Aztecs not quite done yet. I want to look to see how much time is left.
I mean, 2-3 on the clock. We'll see how much they add, but also want to see if this was a 2-point shot or a 3-point shot. Was trying to catch that live. He was on the move, kind of floated
Looked
in.
like he was fouled in the act of shooting a 3.
So if that's the case for San Diego State, then it's one out of two things. You're probably thinking 2 makes if you can get it, and then the intentional miss. Again, like you said, they're checking out timing.
Yeah, 2.3 remains now. We have a replay that we're looking at above us on the Viejas big scoreboard. I couldn't tell what time he got that off on.
Everybody coming back to the floor. Now they're getting sent back to the benches. I think we need to see that overhead, that high home cam 1 type of angle that really give you a sense of, well, again, the 2 or 3, which we're still trying to figure out.
Well, this would help the Aztecs here because they get a free timeout, right? So Dutch gets to talk strategy here and say, okay, if it's 3 free throws, you make the first 2. The second one you miss, you tap it out, you try to get the 3. I've seen it happen before. Let's see here. And he was shooting it over the line, so that's going to be 3 shots here for Bird. So now you could make the first 2. It's 88-86. You miss, you tap out, you get a 3, you win it 89-88, right?
If you have time to tap it out, I think the more likely scenario is you put your biggest boys down low, you miss, and try and get them to get a quick putback to send this thing to OT. Yeah, I don't think you can afford to give it back with 2-3 to go. Quick in and a foul. Better shot to try and get an offensive board with some of the size advantage that San Diego State has. This is another interesting one, too, if you were thinking about a challenge. If you're unsuccessful, you lose it from Troy's standpoint, and then you have no outlet if you're inbounding the ball and you get into some trouble. Yeah. And they've been running a couple plays that need a few seconds to develop on a press break.
All right, so they put 0.4 of a second back on. 2.7 to go. Bird will have 3 free throws here. So this thing is not over yet. Scott Cross says we got a rebound on that 3rd miss. Doesn't make much sense to make all 3 of them here. But
well, and then for San Diego State, too, so 2.7 seconds to go. Depending on how these first 2 go, that changes everything.
First one's good. 88-85.
So if it's a make, intentional miss, tap in. If this one's a miss, intentional miss, then you got to go out for 3.
He made it. 88-86. You got to miss, secure the rebound. A 2 could send you to overtime. A 3 would win it. Oh, and that's a violation. You got to hit the rim. So it'll be Troy basketball with 2.7 to go, and that they should have instructed, and I'm sure they instructed Bird on that. You got to hit the rim, but that was not even close.
No, he cannot run the baseline. Yeah, that's what he's asking and checking, and now the Troy coaching staff's trying to tell him.
You got Guath on Austin Cross. That's 7 foot. 6'3", trying to put it inbound, and a quick foul with 2.5 to go.
And that's it. It's not over yet, but that's a huge sigh of relief when you can't run the baseline. They've been doing a lot of that action with a 7-footer on you. Yep. Ball goes into the corner. If you're San Diego State, you don't have time to fiddle around. When that thing gets in, you got to foul right away. Go back to the missed free throw, though. It's an interesting one because it's a situation you don't end up often in games, but it's a critical one to know how to do when you get to that weird spot. That is almost like when you see teams in football going on the tush push and going too fast. It's like, okay, it's weird, it's different. Here we go, fire it up right away. I think guys need to take that extra second. You're still going to have the battle on the boards. I don't think going quick gives you a lot of the advantage there because the other team knows what you're trying to do. Just situation you don't come across a lot, and one that you got to put a couple minutes in practice for sure.
Down with a huge miss. That leaves the door open for the Aztecs to potentially win it with a 3, tie it with a 3. I remember sitting in this very seat when Malachi Flynn for the win against San Jose State. It's been 6 years. Down, and he made it. 2.4 to go. 3-point game. In it goes to Bird. Bird for the tie to send it to overtime, and he got it! Oh! Miles Bird! From half court, there's your Kirk Gibson moment. Right now, if we had a camera on the parking lot, you'd see a lot of brake lights. Look at this thing from half court to tie it. It's even stunned the clock operator. They haven't even put the 89 on the board yet for the Aztecs because they are checking it.
There was no doubt that he got it off.
Yeah.
5.6 seconds to go. It was going through my head as they're getting ready to inbound that. You like the one inbound pass, you like a handoff if you can get it, or a change of direction, but pretty much your best case scenario is a clean look from about the midway line. It's great execution there for San Diego State. You can see Troy defensively, they tried to go with the little undercut here just to change the direction. I think you got to stay in front of them, take away that lane. Best that happens is you poke it away. Worst that happens is that you got a free runner at half court. They're not easy to make, but they're a lot easier to make when you don't have somebody standing in front of you.
Move over Malachi Flynn. His was a game winner. This thing was a half court shot to tie it. Not many of the 11,531 hung around. I hope they'll let him back in at least. We are headed to overtime for the first time this year. Now, Valdez has fouled out, by the way, for Troy. So advantage now for the Aztecs.
Yeah, and you're talking about a humongous amount of clock time where they have not had to run half-court offense. They got into the end game, and it was break the press, get the ball in, fouls, free throws, etc. This is where the sports psych side of things comes into it. The mental game, you got to clear your head regardless of what's happened. Move on and get ready for that second session. Matter of fact, Troy has 3 guys that have fouled out in this game. And a couple of them have played 30-plus minutes prior to OT.
That's a great point. You have Carrington Keel, who's out with the 5 points. Then you've got Kobe Campbell out with 5 points. Checking 9 points. And Valdez, the leading scorer, with 20 points. And Valdez was doing a lot of talking to the fans when it was a 4-point game with just over 2 seconds left. And he certainly has turned his back on him now because they got the upper hand. What a finish to regulation. Aztecs were down a dozen points with 3:54 to go, and they rally back to send this thing into overtime. Everybody's played a part. Miles Bird with 21. I think Family Feud can wait, huh? On KUSI. And here we go. The other 5 minutes comes up on the board.
Tell you what, though, it's always Family Feud for the Trojans.
With the Campbells, yep, and their dad. They were pretty sure they were stepping out of this building at 4-2. They still might get it done, but they let a 12-point lead slip away in the final 3:54. We jump again. Magoon Guath against Theo Sang. Aztecs with the opening possession of overtime. Dixon Waters to the hole, and he's got the bucket.
That's a tone setter. All the momentum's going your way, then you come out and you knock one down. 10 seconds into OT, and again, based on the guys that have fouled out, it's huge advantage San Diego State with the personnel and with the momentum. I don't know how many people left, but it doesn't sound like many with how loud it is in here right now.
Campbell missed. DeGorville drives on cross. No. Guath tried to clean it up. That might be our first tie since halftime. Sang missed front iron. Aztecs have got it with a 2-point advantage.
And without Valdez in the game, I think Troy is going to have to hit some threes to pull this thing out in OT.
Aztecs have all the momentum now. Newman, 3 on the way. Dixon Waters, no. Rebounded by Dowd. Here's Cross. They don't have as much firepower out there as far as scoring is concerned. It's either 1 or 3, right? Into Bellamy, blocked again. Wath with another block and a steal by the Aztecs. Harrington is in. Wath's had to go 22 minutes. Plenty of time to shoot. SDSU 46 and 42 all time in overtime. Got their first lead since I bet you the first half. Harrington, the floater, and it's good.
It's all in one motion. You got a big man, Bellamy, closing out. You don't need to sell that fake too hard. Ball flicks up a little bit. You've got the angle to go in and get it.
What a comeback for San Diego State from down 12. Campbell with a drive. Good take there. Missed it. Sang offensive rebound. A foul, though, underneath. That won't go as a block for Guath. They got Reese Dixon Waters. I'm looking at the minutes here. The Aztecs have only one player, Dixon Waters, who's gone over 30 minutes in this game. 36. This is Theo Sang, a grad student from Davis, California. Guath will leave, and the fans should give him a huge ovation because he hit 2 big threes, and he has just busted his you-know-what. 20 points, 7 rebounds in 23 minutes. Sang made them both 93-91.
Interested to see if Guath comes back in. He's already played 23 minutes. I know that was on the upper end of what we probably expected to see. He's been such a game changer, though. You know, if he can get out there, he will at some point in these last few minutes.
Newman to Harrington. Harrington. Oh, freshman takeover in overtime. He's got 4 of the 6 for the Aztecs in OT.
Well, Troy having to play with an undersized lineup here. They're really crashing the interior hard. That's leaving space open on the perimeter. Another shot fake and blow by for San Diego State.
Cross, a big 3. They needed it. They get it. It's a 1-point game. Just over 2 minutes to go. That's their 11th 3-point make in 31 attempts.
Told you they were going to have to hit some threes. Man, that was a clutch one. He had no space and almost didn't have space to land either. I thought we might see a foul on that last one.
I never thought I'd live long enough to see an opponent score 94 points on this floor. And a mid-major at that out of the Sun Belt Conference. We got a foul on Troy. Magoon Guath, that breather was only about a minute. He's about ready to check back in. Here's Dixon Waters. Try and stretch it to a 3-point lead. Meantime, Dowd's been out there for 40 minutes for Troy. Cooper Campbell out there for 36. Valdez was out there for 32 before he fouled out with 20 points. 96-94. Career win 201 for Dutch might be his most memorable. A miss. 2-point game. 11 lead changes, 7 ties. Coming up on 90 seconds to go in overtime. Cross, Cooper Campbell. Cooper Campbell scored 14. Averages just under 16. Here's Sang down the lane, and he beats Guath to the hole for the bucket, and that ties it up at 96.
Did a great job with the layers on that offensive possession. It starts with Campbell off the dribble. Same thing the Aztecs have been doing on the other end. Drive in, get him to pinch down, kick it back out, shot fake, blow by, bucket over Guath. Big hit to tie it up.
Newman pulls up. Newman missed it, and Newman gets his own offensive rebound. Bird missed it. And now Troy, under a minute to go, can take the lead in overtime.
Well, feeling it. 3 out of 5 from downtown prior to that miss.
Nobody giving an inch here late. Cross. Sang. Little head fake on Block. 8 to shoot. Campbell says, I want to screen Sang. He drives. Free throw line jumper. Missed it. Tipped. Harrington saved it from going out of bounds. And a foul from behind. They're going to get Newman as Colbert went up. Javen Colbert. So in the double bonus now, 2 free throws are coming right here for Troy. And after all that, they can grab another lead here in the final 23.1. Colbert averages just 3.8 points per game. Hasn't been to the line tonight. That's a huge make for the youngster from Decatur, Texas. This is a true freshman at the line right here for Troy. On the road against the team picked to win the Mountain West Conference. And he missed. And the ball is tied up. Talked about the possession arrow. And it's going to be Troy basketball. They get it. Now a fresh 20 goes up on the shot clock. So now the difference between the game clock and the shot clock is 1.7 seconds. And a timeout called by San Diego State. That should be their last one by my count. 1 point lead for Troy here in overtime. By the way, you and I got to be back here in less than 20, how many hours? 12 hours? 14 hours for the women tomorrow.
I don't know if I have the mental capacity to go ahead and calculate it. I'm just going to go ahead and lay off. But
maybe we'll just sleep here. They can bring us in some Quiznos.
I'll tell you what, though, big moment for Colbert. Played 17 minutes against Pensacola Christian. Outside of that, he had 9 total minutes against 3 D1 opponents. I mean, this is what it's all about as a freshman, getting thrown into the fire, stepping in. It didn't make good on it, rebounding that miss, but he had 13 out of his 15 points for the season coming in against Pensacola Christian. At the line, and a huge opportunity, and I'll try and keep that going here.
97-96, Aztecs out of timeout. You have the possession arrow now, and Troy can stop it 2 more times with timeouts. Both teams are in the double bonus. This is going to be Cooper Campbell to inbound. This again coming off the tie up there. And they're going to quickly foul the freshman again and say, hey, look, let's see if you can make 2 more.
That's about the best outcome that you could plan for San Diego State. Again, because of that context, it's know your personnel. And you're probably thinking quick foul anywhere. There was a marginal differential between game and shot, but that's one of those ones where you go, ding, 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 we got what we want.
That's another big make for the freshman, Javen Colbert. This to put him up 3 here. And he missed it. Aztecs have it. Shot clock is off. De Gorville drives. Back out. Dixon Waters puts it on the hardwood. Puts it up and bangs it off the window. We're tied at 98. 8 seconds to go.
Still
Cooper
2 timeouts.
Campbell. Yep, they got 2 timeouts. They're going to go for it. Cooper Campbell for the lead. And an offensive foul! 0.8 to go. Coaching staff wants a challenge here for Troy. And they're going to ask for it. Head coach Scott Cross, he saved it until this very moment. Now he wants to use it because he's got a couple of timeouts left. Are you able to challenge? Look again, coach's appeals, out of bounds play, backcourt violation. whether a free throw should be awarded when a foul is committed, whether a foul was assessed to the correct player. So the answer would be no, you can't challenge. Cannot challenge that foul call. And so the Aztecs with .8 to go. Oh, more magic from Bird. Let's see. Made a half quarter. This time, three-quarter court, and we go to a second overtime. 98-98. Back with the second overtime from Viejas Arena here on the campus of San Diego State. Aztecs and Troy tied at 98. Raise your hand if you want more, huh? Steve Quist, David Gentili. David just raised his left hand. We want more. We go into a second overtime, tied at 98. Aztecs were down 12 at the end of regulation. Miles Bird at the buzzer hit a half-court shot to send us into OT. And the two teams each scored 9 points in the first overtime. And a rare made field goal by Newman. That's, as a matter of fact, his first made field goal of the year. Perfect timing. Century mark for the Aztecs. They lead at 100-98.
You love that if you're in San Diego State's camp. Both OT periods coming right out with a made shot. Good stuff for SDSU. Now Troy on the other side continuing to try and weather this storm. Again, 3 guys fouled out. Other thing worth mentioning, too, you get another timeout back, so Troy's got 3. San Diego State with 1. Both teams still in the double bonus.
Taj de Gorville that foul. And so free throws are coming here for the coach's son, Austin Cross, a redshirt freshman from Troy, Alabama. 4.4 points per game. Six for Cross. 13 lead changes, 9 ties. Aztecs have battled back from down a dozen, not once but twice. They were down 14-2 at the outset. They were down 12 with 3:54 to go. The 11,531 thinned out at the last media timeout. Boy, they missed a great one. Newman underneath. Oden too hard, but he's going to get bailed out with a foul. And that's going to be on Dowd. That'll be the third on Dowd. Again, Keel has fouled out. Kobe Campbell has fouled out. Valdez, their leading scorer, fouled out with 20. Bellamy has 4 fouls. And here's Jeremiah Oden, the 6'8" senior forward. Third senior year for him as he misses the free throw. He had one last year at UNC Charlotte, although he didn't suit up. Had one the year prior at DePaul, I believe. And Guaf almost had the rebound. A couple of big misses there for J.O. off the bench. Got some scouts here. I saw a couple of Clipper scouts led by Paul Hewitt, the head coach of the San Diego Clippers. He's here. Campbell and Sang missed it. Oden gets the rebound and a foul is called. Now that's going to be the 4th if they get that on Dowd, who says, how's that a foul? This is the 45th time the Aztecs have scored 100 or more points in Division I history. They, by the way, only the 8th time ever in a regular season game have they been in double overtime. They're 5-2 in their previous 7 games. Oden missed his last 2. And Oden makes that one.
Yeah, the 3 seasons at Wyoming for Oden, making the move to DePaul.
Oh, I got that right. Okay.
There you go.
That was in the memory bank, and it didn't sound right when it first came out, so I'm glad you.
Yeah, redshirted at Charlotte last year, as you mentioned. Hard to replicate the big-time ball of the Big East. You get a feel for that, you can go play anywhere.
Exactly. He was great in a Wyoming uniform in this building. He's the 5th Aztec in double figures as we navigate the second overtime. 102-100. Dowd leaves it for Cross, and another block by Guaf. That's the 6th block of the night for the Aztecs. He's got at least 4 of them. That was the 4th on Guaf. 4th block. And sticking the jumper. Reese Dixon Waters. He needed that. It's been a while. He's played 40 minutes in his 2nd game back after being off for 591 days. Cross missed the 3, knocked out, and it's going to be taken by Dowd. You can go into the backcourt there if you need to. Here's Sang told to drive, and he lost it out of bounds.
Troy right now on this end of the floor, the ball movement is good, the penetration is good. The problem is that you're running into the interior and you're running in to this N7 uniform wall of San Diego State. It's all teal. You got hands high, you got hands low. Even if you can get to the right spots, San Diego State is making winning defensive plays with some of these deflections.
Aztecs with an illegal screen. That came on Guaf. That's just his first personal foul. I'm not sure they wanted him playing 27 minutes, but this becomes such an important game at the end of the year, right? If you don't win the Mountain West Conference tournament and they start picking apart what you do in November and December. And the Aztecs had November and December wins last year. They just weren't by enough, right? So you were sitting there sweating it out. That's probably part of the reason why you went to the first 4 instead of, playing on a Thursday, getting on a Thursday, Saturday or Friday, Sunday regional. But I'll get off my soapbox. Hats off to this Troy team, man. Defending Sun Belt champions. They're going to win a lot of games in the Sun Belt. Campbell up and under, and he scores it. Cooper Campbell. 16 for the sophomore from Puyallup. Kid that was on Thok Majok's AAU team. He's got his average for the season. Newman, that's a backcourt violation and a bad turnover for the Aztecs. That, by the way, is their 20th turnover of the night. Yeah, the Aztecs are the team usually turning teams over. They came in 7th nationally, forcing 20 turnovers a game. And now another chance for Troy to equalize, perhaps take the lead. We've been tied 10 times. 13 lead changes. Dowd shot fake for the lead. It's good. 105-104. 14th lead change comes in double overtime. 1:45 to go. Aztecs 1 timeout left. Troy now has the possession arrow again. Newman drives in, missed it. Heidi offensive rebound. Heidi gets it out. Dixon Waters. Bird the 3. It's good! Miles Bird again! Aztecs back out in front. (107-105). Drive, Campbell, block, Heidi. Troy gets it back. Sang has it, 10 to shoot. Sang drives past Bird, and we got a whistle and a foul. Scott Cross and his staff want basket interference in addition. They would love that to have tied this thing up, but they're going to have to do it the hard way here. 107-105.
Sorry, Steve, I thought the initial word from Michael Reed was that they were saying he didn't touch the basketball. You're looking at interference on the action after the foul while you're still in that shooting motion there. Looks like we'll just free throw straight up, try to tie this bad boy up.
2 shots for Sang. This feels like an NCAA tournament game, doesn't it?
It does.
And the NCAA tournament will be on this floor sooner than you think. What, 4 months from now? A little over 4 months. 107-106. Sang averages 11 points, 4 rebounds a game. He's made 9 of 10 at the free throw line, and he leaves one there. And an offensive rebound, ball thrown up. Guath has it, 1 minute to go. Aztecs with a 1-point lead. No rush now, play for a good shot. Newman over to Dixon Waters, who's now played 42 minutes in his second game back from an injury. And he had the flu last week. He fires up a shot. He missed it. Dowd has it. And now Troy has a chance to take the lead. 107-106. Little over 5 seconds, the difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dowd let his defender go by. Cross throws it inside Sang. Dixon Waters picks him up. Sang gets the body, gets the bucket, and they get the lead. 108-107, 15.5 to go. Here we go, and timeout Aztecs. That'll be their final timeout with 11.5 to go. Through all that, all the guys having fouled out for Troy, and how they blew a 12-point lead, my hat's off to the Trojans tonight. They're a stop away potentially from winning in double overtime with all that has happened to them leading up to the end of this one.
Yeah, Valdez finished with 20, ended up fouling out. It's been Dowd who's been really stepping up since Valdez had to leave with that 5th foul. 25 points for him, 7 out of 12 floor, 5 out of 9 from 3, 6 out of 8 from the stripe, and he's got 18 rebounds. That is far and away the most in this game.
Yeah, 25 and 18 in 46 minutes with an assist. Aztecs leading scorer Miles Bird with 24. Magoon Guath has 20. See who the Aztecs put out on the floor here. Newman, Guath, J.O., Bird, and Reese Dixon Waters, who's now navigating his 43rd minute on the floor. Aztecs to inbound just to the left of their bench. They can play for the game winner, down 1. They have no timeouts left. Possession arrow pointing toward Troy. Newman into the corner. Here's Bird for the lead. Bird missed it. Aztecs get it out high. Newman had it blocked, and Troy wins it in double overtime. A stunner. 108 to 107. One of the best November basketball games you're ever going to see, I'll tell you that much. Hats off to the Troy Trojans. They earned that thing. And they're going to stay in California. They may want to go to Disneyland now and blow off practice tomorrow because they certainly have earned it. And the Aztecs are going to drop to 2-1. Troy's going to go to 4-2. And a rare double overtime loss for the Aztecs. Final thought, Dave, before we get out of here.
That's a signature win for Troy. It's going to be great building blocks for both of these teams either way, but you look at the Trojans. We talked about who they played last year, Houston, Oregon, Arkansas. Their top win was against net 90 Arkansas State in the Sun Belt. This one's going to ring it up high. It's going to boost the NCAA tournament. Great win for them. Great effort from San Diego State on the comeback.
Dow 25-19. Troy wins it in double overtime, 108-107. For David Gentili, my name is Steve Quiss, our great crew. Good night from Viejas Arena.